thank you.
Stand by. Welcome everyone to the NDR 2009 Summer Event. John Palmer, just letting Chris take a second to get all of his stuff finished and set up. Yeah, we're about to start here, and here in just a moment I will turn over to Chris. But yeah, we've got restricted GTRs today on Aston Historic, and Chris, if you're ready, have at it.
Yeah, thanks Jonathan. We're here at Aston Grand Prix, one of what I feel is the best track on Need for Speed. A very, very long track with these GTR cars, restricted of course, and I think we'll probably see FZR domination today. There are a lot of FZRs here. I think there's only 2 or 3 XRs and FXRs, so it will be interesting to see if the XRs and FXRs can get through and get up into top positions. We'll very, very shortly be starting the grid for the start of this race. Looking through the qualifying results, Nolan Scott of Big Time Productions sponsoring Core Racing, him and Kenneth O'Keefe have pole position. And looking through the grid, you've got drivers like Dennis Lind, Jack Ward, who I'm sure will have an interesting skin today, so look out for that. And then further down the field, we've got Clockwork Motorsport, etc. So we've got a good selection of drivers here today. as you can no doubt see, we're currently having the normal live for speed, get everyone to join up properly and get everyone to ready up scenario. So I'm sure that we'll be away very, very shortly for this 2-hour race. So then looking through the grid, Nolan Scott for Big Time Productions Core Racing on pole position, with Djokovic of My3ID second. Looking through the field, we've got Conquest Racing third and fifth positions, with another Core Racing car in fourth, currently being driven by Dennis Lind. Serbian Chrome Pistons take out position 6, with another core car of Ben Kjol in 7th. Rozic in 8th position, another Serbian Chrome Pistons, with Jack Ward, a privateer, in the skin that will surely be shown off in this race. Inferno Racing holds position 11, and Chapman of, well, he's a privateer at the moment, in 12th in his XRR. There you can see the skin of Jack Ward a few minutes ago. Okay, then here we go. Nolan Scott on pole, Dakovic in second position. One light, two lights, and away they go. And a good start from Djokovic as he pulls alongside Nolan Scott as they come down straight away for the first corner, and Djokovic has the inside on Nolan. Looking further back, Lind has also got a good start, and he's side by side with Dazkovic, I think that's how you say it. Oh, Nolan Scott's been putting off on the outside. Contact with Djokovic there. And as they come to the first corner, oh, sideways, Dakovic has seen touches Lind, but by the looks of things there, Dakovic just piled straight into the side of Nolan Scott there. And as they're coming 3 wide in the back, further behind, and Dakovic defending like mad from Lind, who is now side by side with the Conquest Racing car. And Lind now very, very wide, and this is going to give the Serbian Chrome Pistons car the opportunity to have a look. Big action over before the first corner as Nolan Scott runs out on the grass and across several places. He's now into 9th position, and he's going to try and bump his teammate Ben Kjol past the skin of Jack Ward. And Kjol and Ward now side by side, and Ward very wide, and he's going to lose tons of positions here as Chapman moves down the inside of him and takes 10th place of him. Ward now down to 11th place. Unfortunate for him, Ben Kjol very close to the back of Todrick, and Runas is now going to try and round both of the core cars. Nolan Scott coming down the inside of Kjol, he hadn't seen him. Nolan's on the grass, manages to keep it on the road somehow, and now Ben Kjol has just driven all the way around the outside of Runas. Back of Runas's car, he moves to the left hand side, that's the outside for the right hander coming up. This is the battle for 8th position, 7th position here, and Nolan's got on the outside, Runat on the inside, but Nolan's managed to outbrake him and he goes around the outside of him and takes 7th position off him. Good move from Nolan there. Further back, also looking like he was spinning, but it was lag on my account, I think. Oh, and someone threw the tyres there. I think that was Makalowski. I think that's how you say it. Once again, I do apologise if you're watching this on demand or later or something like that and I pronounced your name wrong. Chapman and Kagash side by side for 8th, 9th position, and Chapman with so much more straight line speed And he managed to absolutely tear off past him there. My 3RD now have a firm grip on the lead with Conquest Racing's Daskovic in second place, and he's losing time on him. He's caught him slightly in that last sector, but looking through the field, those two are really starting to pull away from everyone now. And Trinnick on the back, he's riding backwards, he's going to go up the hill. He's in the wall on the outside of the main straight, and I don't know how he managed to get up there. I missed the overall action, but he's lost tons and tons of positions, tons and tons of time, and Theodor Falkenberg seems to have some sort of problem. He's cruising around at a snail's pace. And the incident involving cars 666 and 26 is under investigation. That would be between Tridnick and who? And Theodor Falkenberg. Theodor Falkenberg obviously letting him pass, that's why he was going so slowly. Makes sense now. As Nolan Scott is starting to catch very, very rapidly on Tozovic, and he's going to move to the outside line now, and he's driven almost straight past him. Yep, overlap. Fastest lap goes to Zakovic. I've been told by Claudius Cassiunas on the live stream chat. I don't know whether that's right. And Todzovic's got straight back past Nolan Scott, and Nolan Scott's going to have a dive down the inside, and they're side by side. Does Tokovic see him? Yes, he does. He gives him room, but Nolan Scott's lost quite a bit of time. He had two wheels on the grass there. Now they're still side by side, and Nolan's going to have the inside for the. No, he's not. No, he's not. Todzovic's going to have the inside line for both of these corners, both in SZRs. And Nolan Scott squeezes him. Nolan goes through the tyres. He's flying. He's spun out. Nolan's backwards in the racing line. Now what's he going to do? He pulls away. There's somebody sideways as well. That's Kagash. Kagash is off as well. And now Kagash is going to rejoin straight into the path of Roland Oza. Ooh. Bit of action there. And Ben Keogh's out. Ben Keogh's spun out. He's in the wall. Oh, I don't know what happened there, but he's putting it back right. Roland Oza, he's now back to 12th, 13th, maybe even 14th place, but that's a lot of damage on Ben Keogh's car. By the looks of things, Ben Keogh was cut up by, or cut across the course of Chapman, as Makalowski goes down the inside of Dennis Lind, only to be cut back on, and now there's a bit of contact there. Oh, and Makalowski's spun! No, he hasn't. Flag. Sorry. And car 666 has a stuff go penalty. That is the car of Tricknick for causing an avoidable accident with Theodor Falkenberg there, so Kagash is now going to dive down the inside of course Roland Oza, and Kagash outbreaks himself by the looks of things. No, he hasn't. He's got around the corner. Good move by Kagash there to dispose of Roland Oza. We've got a battle between Magalowski and Lind still. And Kagash is timed out. Disappointment for him. And Dennis Lind has got past Magalowski. That was a good move from him. And also we've got a battle between Nolan Scott and Jack Ward. Jack Ward seems to be yielding there. Jack's moved to the outside. Nolan Scott has the inside line. And Jack Ward cuts back behind Nolan. And Nolan's going to take the place quite comfortably there. Nolan back up to 7th from his pole position knockout. And looking back, Versaveld and Klenker are both having a battle. Ooh, Versaveld very, very wide, and he's going to spin it out. Klenker just manages to avoid it there. Would Versaveld loses the position, and maybe even another one as K is going to come past now, is he? Yes, he does. He goes to the inside and takes the position quite comfortably. Magalowski in 4th place is now slowly catching back up to Dennis Lind in his XRR, and maybe we'll see a pass within the next few laps. He is slowly catching 1 or 2 tenths a second, but 1 or 2 tenths a second is still progress, and he's going to be having a look very, very shortly, I think. Field is now start to spread out slightly. Yeah, let's take a look around the grid, see who we've got. Let's have a quick look at Jack Ward and just look at this skin. We've got Jack Atkinson on the body of Jessica Alba. Quite a Jack there. The 666 car of Trinick has come into pit lane now for his stop car penalty. Fastest lap for our leading car of my 3ID getting it to 39.3. This is a very good lap, especially in race 2. It's almost a second quicker. Second quicker, 2 or 3 tenths quicker than the Chris Wilkinson racing car behind it. And he's pulling away quite massively from Dennis Lind and Magalowski, who are behind him. Dennis Lind's starting to pull away from Magalowski now. Just to inform you, the incident involving cars 50. That will be the car of Hanoka, and 666 again of Dinish is now once again under investigation. And now we have a battle between Thilo Falkenberg and Hanoka. And Thilo doesn't have the upper age. We know that Hanoka has been in an incident in the last few laps. Thilo Falkenberg moves to the outside line now. They're going to be side by side coming at the first corner. 2 FXRs, and Thilo Falkenberg seems driven straight past him. Hanoka looking to see, no, he can't get away past, and he's going to have to slot back into 21st position. And in the background, 7th place Nolan Scott has caught up to the back of Runas, who is in 6th position, and I'm sure that Nolan will soon be battling with him. Scott now with the fastest lap as he moves to the outside of Runas and takes a position on the straight. But now he's defending in the first corner. He thinks Runas is quick enough to get alongside, and he does so, but Runas now having to slot back into the back of Nolan's slipstream. Have another look later on in the lap. Scott now absolutely flying. He's taken masses of time out of Runas in that last sector. And now the top 4 or 5 are starting to spread out. Nolan seeming on a charge, and he'll probably be able to catch up quite quickly at the back of Todoric's car, the Serbian Chrome Pistons car. Meanwhile, there's the 2 other Serbian Chrome Pistons cars of Brestovac and Rosic are both having a battle for 11th position, and Brestovac had a little look in the last corner but decided against it. He's going to cut back into the slipstream and he's looking around the lap thinking to himself, where can I get the advantage? And he's dropped back quite a bit to those fast corners. He seems to have a tiny little bit of right hand suspension damage, so I don't know if that's affecting him at all, but slowly but surely trying to hold on. While Chutnik had a little incident through the first corner, and he's soon, very soon actually, going to be lapped by the leading cars as the leader gets a fastest lap, and then Scott just comes and beats it by 0.4 of a second. No, 0.04 of a second even. And Finney now parting up at the side of the road to let people pass. Lind is being held up quite considerably by Trinick, and he's probably going to let him down the inside now. Yep. No, he's not. They're still side by side. Oh, he cuts across him and he's off! He's off! Oh, Trinick has managed to pitch himself on the front of Dennis Lind's car, and that is quite a considerable accident there. He just cut across him like a chainsaw. Nick has now retired, so that's probably quite beneficial to everyone on track. Probably not to him, but ah well. As Runas goes barging through the tyres at the chicane. Further back, Floretto and K now side by side. Floretto in his FZR holding off the FXR of K. And K has quite considerably closed in on Floretto. Floretto with some suspension damage, which probably will be slowing him down. And this pair now starting to catch up on Klenker, who's just cut straight across the chicane, lets Floretto pass. But he's still going to fight on to try and stay ahead. No, he's not. Tops back behind Kane and loses 2 positions there. Unfortunate for Klenker. So then with nearly half the race gone now, My3ID Gaming leads, Conquest Racing 1. Dennis Lind of Core Racing is in 3rd position, with Maklowski in 4th in his Conquest Racing car. Todorovic in the Serbian Pistons car is being heavily chased by Scott. They are in 5th and 6th positions. And rounding off the top 6 is Runas, slowly making his way, slowly starting to catch up on the 2 ahead now. But he's in a big open space, and then there's a massive gap behind to Jack Ward, who's being caught considerably by Core Racing's Roland Dozer, who's in 9th position. Ruzik of Serbian Crown Pistons is in 10th, with his teammate Brestovac in 11th. And Nolan Scott has got right up to the back of car 66 or Todorovic, and he's absolutely flying at the moment. Is Nolan? He's a man on a mission. Todorovic with quite warm tyres, however, Nolan managing to keep him relatively under control, and he's going to get right up his chuff now, and he's going to pull to the. No, he's not. Yes, he does. He pulls to the outside line. They're going to be side by side on the right hand, and Todorovic has the inside line, but he backs off very much, and Nolan Scott's going to just drive all the way around the outside of him before they even get to the apex. Good move from Nolan Scott there as the 2nd place car of, here we go, Daskovic gets the fastest lap of 2:30.60, which is how many tenths? 1.4 tenths quicker than the previous fastest lap in the race, and he's catching the leader quite considerably at the moment, 4 or 5 tenths a lap, and you know, I'm very confident that if he keeps his pace up, he should be there or thereabouts by the pit stops. Dennis Lind going through the quick chicane there, one of the hardest corners in Live for Speed, up on 2 wheels in that XRR, and the XRR is a very, very difficult car to drive around here, especially with the top heavy weight distribution. The top's very heavy, so it's very, very easy to roll. Steeler Falkenberg of NDR has timed out, and very, very unfortunate for him. Scott with another fastest lap of the race, 2:30.31, and he's somehow managing to keep his tyres cool. They are quite worn now, but I'm sure that now at the we're about halfway to the pit stops. Remember, there's one mandatory pit stop for each team, whether you have 2 drivers or only 1 driver. And now 30 minutes into the race, we are about halfway until the set pit stop. But I mean, there may be a few teams who come off that line, but there's no window. Well, many teams just play it safe, 1 pit of the hour. Nolan Scott's second driver, Kenneth O'Keefe, will have to keep this pace up if he wants to get anywhere. Jack Ward's off. Jack Ward on the outside of turn 1. He's in the grass. He's got a heavily damaged car on the front, and he's in the grass. I don't know if he clipped the wall. Looks like it by the front splitter. Very, very high. But all I saw there was the dust cloud afterwards. But he's now down into 10th position. We look further back now. Oh, there's somebody else off. That's Stunt. He's off, coming out the chicane. He's in the wall. Very, very hard actually. He's P12 at the moment. He's going to try and recover. Nearly recovering straight into Chapman as he moves for his teammate, then rejoins. The roof of Jack Ward's car, you can now see the midriff of Jack Atkinson on the roof there, along with his number on the front as he comes through down along the straight. The fastest lap from Northern Scott in that race as Oza is now wide. Oza running wide from the chicane there. Scott now really starting to catch up to the back of Malowski. He's whipped his pork sword out. He's getting stuck in, and I'm sure he'll have him in the next few laps. As Chapman has timed out, and that'll be any hope of a good result in this race over for him. On the back of Magalowski now, as they come to the left hand onto the very, very long back straight. He's going to be in the draft. He's going to stay in the draft, have a look down the inside, maybe into the right hander. Very, very quickly approaching. Missed the outside line. He's done this move so many times already in this race, 3 or 4 times after he ended up losing on the first corner, losing his pole position, and Magalowski can try and hold him on the inside, which he does, but now Scott's going to go down the inside of him again, cut back. He's on the outside of the chicane now, not the best place to be, as I found out in the ITCC. And Magalowski's so much slower than Nolan there, going through the chicane, and now Nolan's going to have a brilliant run on him, is he? No, actually, he's it's not a bad run, I would say, but you know, it's not the best, because he's tucked into the slipstream and he's going to try and get the run. Now he's got the lack of aero, and now he's got that slipstream. Magalowski defends like mad, and Nolan's going to come down the left hand side. He's going to have him before the corner. Magalowski tries to tuck back in, but he's still got an overlap, and he goes down the inside of Nolan. No, he doesn't, he backs off, and Nolan Scott takes the corner, and 4th position. Good move from Nolan there. on, Jack Ward's off at the chicane. He's going to go sideways. Oh, he clips the wall again. That was hard. That was a very big impact, and that front end was already damaged, and it's now very, very badly. Look at his front. Oh, he's joined the spectators. Jack Ward out of this race now. And Jack Ward retiring from that race. Obviously quite knocked up at himself for not being able to hold on and complete the 2 hours himself. Oh, I've just been notified, thank you Jonathan, that car 82 has rolled in the last few laps. Can we have a quick look at that please, Burnsy? He's lost the front left end of his car. It's gone. The whole front left has disappeared. And that can't be very good for the aerodynamics really, can it? Meanwhile, Nolan Scott's the first man to break the 2:30 mark. Further back, Klenker and Keogh are both battling it out for 14th position, and Klenker in front of Keogh, and the core racing car looking left, right. He goes down the inside, but the door is firmly closed by Klenker. Keogh in the FZR, he's going to now move to the inside at the moment, but it will be the outside for the right-hander. And now they are side by side, Keogh on the outside, Klenker on the inside. Keogh with that highest straight line speed of the FZR, and he just pulls straight past him. And now Klenker loses the position. Now, will you have a look down the inside again? No, he won't. He's conservative, and he knows that Ben Keogh is quite a bit considerably faster than him. He's going to back off and wait for another opportunity. Maybe even back off and be resigned to his fate that he's going to finish in 15th position. As the leader now in Jakovic, I think that's right. Once again, please correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Gasiunas. He's now closing in on Klenker, one of the back markers, and Daskovic in the first of the Conquest racing cars is really starting to catch up to him now, and so is Dennis Lind. And the pit stops will be quite interesting to see what everyone does. There could be a mix-up here, by the looks of things. Oh, and Versavel's just been knocked off by Todorovic, obviously holding him up. He's a back marker, and he's just been flouted up the arse by Todorovic, but manages to stay on the road-ish, albeit with a bit more damage, and he survives to fight on another day by the looks of things. And now, as we approach the 50-minute mark, there are starting to be some tyres that aren't looking too healthy. They're all at about the right operating temperature, but they're just so thin now. It'll be a matter of laps before they blow. Versavel with really thin black tyres at the moment. I don't know how he can keep those tyres so cold when he's still running his race pace, albeit it is 10 seconds slower than the rest of the packs, but still he still should have a bit of temperature. And as Runas dives straight down the inside of him, he's a back marker, he's Versavel, so Runas can take the opportunity and Versavel should yield, but quite a risky manoeuvre there by the looks of things. Oh, there's somebody backwards at the final chicane. I'm trying to find out who that was. That was Taylor Falkenberg, I think. I don't know. Maybe. Yes, it was Taylor Falkenberg. fastest lap, this time from Dasovic. Sorry if I got that wrong once again. And Nolan Scott's just come straight through and beaten that with a 2:29.50, and they've improved their fastest lap by a good second through the stint, and now they've got the coolest tyres that they can push on the most. They're absolutely flying at the moment. And over the last few laps, Dennis Lind is caught up to the back of Daskovic by absolutely miles. He was a good second and a half quicker in just the last split alone. And he's really on a charge now, is Lind. And pit stops, well, the average pit stop will be minutes away. Several cars have got tyres that are on the very, very edge of blowing up, so I'm sure that there'll be quite a few cars coming into pit within the next few laps. Now our leader has caught up to the vet marker Ben Keogh, and Keogh holding him up massively at the moment. I don't know whether this is to help his teammates Dennis Lind and Nolan Scott, who are third and fourth respectively, out in this race. We don't know. We don't know the team orders, unfortunately, if there are any. But Keogh actually holding his own against Jakovic at the moment, and maybe even pulling away by the looks of things. And this here is giving Daskovic and Lind the opportunity to close up, as car 50 Henhawker is in the pit lane. And as we hit the hour mark now, hour gone, hour to go, pit stops within the next few laps are definitely expected. And Ben Keogh's timed out. Ben Keogh has timed out of the server, and that will give Jakovic the opportunity to be able to not be held up for hours and hours at a time, and to sort of try and get back away from the two people who are closing in. And now Nolan Scott is in the pit lane. Nolan Scott is in the pits, and we don't seem to have a Kenneth O'Keefe to take over. Has no one had a puncture, baby? Nolan's out on his own, so Kenneth's obviously missed the opportunity to get in the car. So the first of our front runners in, Nolan Scott, has been in the pit lane. He's now dropped back down into 7th position, and he is, by the looks of things, not very far behind. Actually, he's quite a far way behind. He's about 10 seconds behind, if that, than the rest of them. And Lind and Daskovic, Lind still catching on him, as Roland Oz is now in the pit lane, making his stop. Him in the XRR, him in the Core Racing XRR. And now our leader, Jaskovic's in the pits. So is Dakovic, and Dennis Lind staying out. So Dennis Lind is now our leader. Gepard's also in the pit lane, and we've got our two first and second positions. They're both in the pit lane. Now who's going to get out first? Mikulowski also in the pit lane at the moment. Who's going to be out first? Jagovic is out, so is Daskovic. Mikulowski still in there, as Todorovic and Runas are both in as well. Daskovic not losing too much time to Jakovic, and I think he may be able to hold on now. Where's Dennis Lind? Dennis Lind's just coming out of the chicane. He must be pitting this lap. His tyres are thin as anything at the moment. He must have to pit. Now Dennis Lind is a good half a lap ahead, but will he be able to hold on in his pit stop? Remember, Dennis Lind's still not pitting as Brestevac is in as well at the moment. And Lind is staying out another lap. Strand is in the pits. He's the one with the gaping hole in the front of his car. And the hole has now disappeared, so unfortunately we won't be able to laugh at that anymore. And Dennis Lind's teammate Chiodini has connected, which means that Dennis Lind is going to be in the pits this lap. And they're now heavily stuck in traffic. He has to be able to get a good lap time in this lap to have any hope of taking the lead, which is his strategy. He's going to try and pit late and jump them in this strategy where he can be the quickest he can be. Staying out another lap. I don't know how he's managing to hold on to these tyres. They're somehow helping him survive. He's going to overtake a back lapper now. And for second and third positions, Daskovic has lost a lot of ground on the My3ID car, and that is one big crevasse of a gap in there. It's a good 8 or 9 seconds. You can just see him in his rear view mirrors, Jakovic. And he'll be pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing even more to just try and make sure that Dennis Lind doesn't pull away altogether and take the lead. Somebody off in the back there behind Dennis Lind, that was Steele Falkenberg in the grass. He's back on the track and he's back going. Now if Dennis Lind doesn't pit in this lap, I can quite happily call him an idiot. Those tyres are as thin as I've ever seen a set of tyres, and I'll be shocked if he can get another lap out of them. Yep, he's in the pit lane now. Dennis Lind pitting. Now where's Djokovic? Djokovic is coming through the hairpin right before the chicane. Now he's coming down the hill, and he's going to come into the final chicane now. How far through his stop is Dennis Lind? Dennis Lind is coming out of the pit lane now. I've lost it. There we go. And now it's Chiodini in his car. They're going to be side by side. No, they're not. As Chiodini gets a massive lead over the Djokovic. So that's been a brilliant tactic from Dennis Lind. He's managed to hold on, and he's managed to be fast enough to leapfrog these two cars and take the lead through those last 2 laps. Brilliant driving from Dennis there. Now Djokovic with a few laps to get those tyres working. Now Chiodini's still on brand new rubber and getting used to the car. And now this is going to give the My3ID gaming car the opportunity to close back up, and this is already a battle for the lead, and he may even be able to get past him and stretch out a gap. He's absolutely flying, is Djokovic, in the My3ID car. And Djokovic is now taken. He's very, very close to the back of Chiodini as they come to the final chicane. Oh, Chiodini clipping the tyres coming out of the corner there. He's going to lose a bit of momentum on the straight now. And I don't know what Nico Puntola's just done. He's just come into the service, smiled, and then gone away again. So I don't know what that was in aid of. Anyway, back to the racing. As with Chiodini not having as bad a run as I thought he would coming down the pit straight, as he's actually pulled away from Djokovic slightly there. The leading pair come across the back marking car of Henhocker. He dives out of the way of this. He doesn't want anything to do with it. And Djokovic has caught up on Chiodini there, especially with the back marker, and he's now right up the chuff of him now. He's now right up the chuff of him now. Okay, whatever. Now gotten on board with Djokovic, as you can probably see. He's now going to try and get in the slipstream with Chiodini. I don't know if it's going to be. I don't think he's got the run on him to get around him in this right hander, but he's certainly going to catch him coming down the straight. And Chiellini is defending there. It's very, very tight in the line. He's breaking very, very early. Tight line in the corner. And look how much Chiellini's lost through that corner. He lost absolutely loads, and he's defending like mad coming into the chicane. Djakovic having to stop behind him. And Djakovic is sideways, and he's lost so much time through that corner. And Chiellini just pulled out a massive gap again. 2 steps forward, 1 step back for Djakovic at the moment.
Yeah. Hello again, everyone. Yeah. One thing you got to remember though, the FZR doesn't have the turbo to worry about like the XRR does. So that's something that happens if he loses the momentum. Chiellini loses the momentum. He has to let that turbo build back up.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point there, Jonathan.
And the other thing that's happening is Djakovic's tires are nearing the end of their heating cycle. They're going to start to cool down here for the rest of the race, while Chiellini's are entering or are still in that peak heating cycle. And later in the run, the tires are going to cool down. And I think that because Djakovic pitted earlier, his tire is going to cool a little earlier, and that might play a factor in later in the race too.
Yep, 2 very, very good points there. And by the looks of things, looking at the tyres of both cars, Chiellini is rear left tyre, which is the rear tyre that has the most load on this track, being in a clockwise direction track. It's now starting to get very, very hot, while Djakovic has got his tyre temperatures under control. And I think now the tyres are starting to cool, he's about 8 or 9 laps into the stint, he's going to be able to push more, and he'll have the edge on Chiellini. But Chiellini will soon cool down. If Chiellini can keep Djakovic behind for another 5 or 10 laps, I think that Chiellini can hold his pace.
Let's hope nothing happens to these two guys either, because this will make it a great battle to the finish. And one thing that Djakovic should do, which he tried to do that time, but he clipped the tires exiting that last chicane. If he lays back from Chiellini a bit so he doesn't have to worry about him so much, he can try and get a run so that if Chiellini messes up the chicane, he can get a run going down this long, long front stretch.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that in most corners Djakovic does have the advantage, but coming through that final chicane, you can see that Chiellini's just got that edge coming out the corner. But I have seen him make 1 or 2 mistakes, and he's been about level. So if Djakovic can get a good run and Chiellini mucks up slightly, then they're going to be very, very close coming down that front straight. And if Djakovic can get in the slipstream, I think it's his.
Well, of course, the other thing that Djakovic has to worry about is he can't make his move too early. If he makes it early, that gives Chiellini just that much more time to be in the draft going into turn 1. I've seen it so many times at this track, either in ITCC or in Masters Endurance when they're in the 24 hours. You have 2 passes in that straight. You get a pass early off before the pit exit even finishes. That other person has that still half of that stretch to get that run back on you. Of course, another thing to deal with up ahead, lapped car, but they're catching him in a fairly good spot. Who is that? That looks like, yeah, that's Falkenberg. Had a spin lap or so ago at the top of the corkscrew, and yeah, so catching him at a fairly decent place to catch him. Hopefully they should be able to get around him before this final turn. At least Chiudini will. Now this will play a hand because Djakovic's getting around him on braking, so that will keep Djakovic behind a little bit, but of course that depends also on how both of these guys get through this final chicane.
Both quite equal coming out the chicane there, but Chiudini does he? No, I think they're exactly the same run out those corners, but Djakovic from there looked slightly quicker. Theo Falkenberg has a drive-through penalty. I don't know why. But
speeding in pit lane.
Speeding in pit lane.
It's going to be speeding in there.
Big shame for Taylor there.
At sector times, and at least over that last lap, Djakovic is faster in the last sector on that last lap, faster in the final sector than Chiudini. So far, Chiudini up 0.2 on the first split.
Chiudini looking like he's lost a bit of time with Djakovic in that last lap, and has Djakovic got there close enough to get a run on him? No, he's not. But he is considerably closer than it has been up to now.
Again, anytime that Chiudini is losing is in that last sector. They're fairly even to the first two, but looks like Djakovic might have the slipstream here on this long backstretch. Depends on how they get through the corkscrew. Of course, yeah, this corkscrew, very tricky turn on the track.
Yeah, very, very tricky corner. And what these two battling is sort of decoyed us from watching, but Djakovic behind, he's now catching these two. Or he was the last lap. Yes, he is. Not by miles, but we've still got 35 minutes to go in this race, and he is slowly but surely catching up. And so is Nolan Scott behind him. So this could turn into three.
Getting off in the grass exiting turn there. And that's going to cost him the momentum for this whole next sector of the track. Deskowitz about 4 seconds behind this battle. And of course, yeah, what Deskowitz has got to know too is that if these two have an incident and one of the parts track, they get off in the grass, he could be in the lead if these two have an incident. But they're very close together now into the final chicane.
Go on, Djakovic is going through the tyres. He's backwards nearly collecting Djakovic, and maybe even Norton Scott's going to take the position here. Yes, he is. So Nicky moving down from 2nd to 4th position, and very, very unfortunate for him. He just ran way too hot in the chicane. I don't know whether it was because he had the draft of Giordini and he forgot that he had to brake a bit earlier, but unlucky for him.
Well, there's a couple things there. Yeah, one, the slipstream, you just lose a lot of your front downforce. But the other thing is, could be, you know, when you're behind someone, sometimes your mind just focuses too much on the car ahead, and you lose your markings or your bearings, and that looks like what happened. He was too worried about the car ahead. When the car ahead made a slight mistake, he made the same mistake, except the mistake was bigger because he couldn't correct it because he realized it too late. That was, like I said, what Nicky should have done. He shouldn't have tried to be that close going into the chicane, because that sort of thing could have been what happened. He should have tried to wait to see if that he could have gotten a run on Giordini coming out of the chicane. Because if Giordini messes up and did the same thing Nicky did, he could just slip right through and have that just a little bit extra time to assess the situation and make the go.
Yep, you're right there, as Giordini now has a 3.3 second lead over Djakovic, and Nolan's got a further 7 seconds behind Giordini, and Djakovic lost 10 seconds in that off an incident in the final chicane, losing 3 places in the no, 2 places, sorry, in the works.
I haven't compared the split times yet, but yeah, I would not be surprised to see Djakovic catch Giordini. Got the time to do it, and Djakovic was up at that last split, and he's up at the line, so Djakovic is running faster, and his tires are lower and getting cooler too, so he can slide around a little bit more before they heat up, or before being too dangerously hot. Oh, Djakovic off at the top of the corkscrew, losing even more time.
And if you look at his rear tyres, both the tyres are absolutely steaming hot now, and he's retired.
Mach Thunder off at the top of Eau Rouge Corkscrew there. Yeah, very common mistake though here, of course. You're trying to go through there as fast as you can, and if your car bottoms out incorrectly, yeah.
Yeah, if you go that little bit too quickly on the top apex, you end up losing the back, like sort of battling out and losing the back end, then you correct it, and then you go flying into the wall. So it is a very, very easy place to go off. And it's very, very easy to destroy any hopes of any decent finish in a race there as well.
What was the password?
I'd like to apologize to the viewers for anyone who heard Darth Vader, whose subwoofers have now exploded and are lying in a smoking heap on their floor. That was Jack Atkinson, not realizing that I drug him down here for all the admins down here, so while I was down here we could all talk and they could hear what's going on. Makes things a little easier for all of us. But yeah, so on behalf of Jack Atkinson, or Jack Failson as we call him, or as me and another couple of people call him sometimes, yeah, apologies from him. But just watching as Daskowitz is chopping ever so slightly into that lead of Chiodini. This is Conquest versus Core.
Versus Core as well as known. Scott is also closing on this group. The quickest of the three cars as well, as Chiodini almost 4 or 5 tenths, almost 4 or 5 tenths slower than Daskowitz there, and he really is now starting to pick the pace up.
Just like to also real quickly give thanks to you, Chris, for doing commentary for us, and also thanks to Kevin Burns for running the cameras today. Great to have you both doing this.
It's quite alright, Jonathan. Go on, Jonathan.
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna do something random. You go ahead.
Just looking at Versvel's tyres. I don't know how anybody can go at race pace, yet the tyres are so cold. I mean, they're black on the edges, and I just really don't get how anyone can keep a tyre so cold.
He's on possibly the worst tires you can use for this, R4s. R4s get really cold really quickly if you're not putting that much effort into them. Most people on R2s or R3s.
And Nolan Scott's just gone straight through the tyres. Through the fire again. Lost a bit of time there.
Yeah, Nolan 5-6 seconds behind this battle for the lead. A little further back, Daskowicz was when it was Chiodini versus Jakovic, and but if these two have a mistake, he will catch them at least. If depends on where they make their mistake. If they make their mistake and they're stuck in a gravel trap or grass area, that would let Nolan through. But if it's just a bit of spinning action, Nolan would definitely at least have it, if not completely catch, depending on where the spin happens at.
Yeah, I mean there's 22 minutes actually to go, and you know, anything can happen in 22 minutes. Anything can happen in 2 or 3 laps, let alone 20 odd minutes. So it'll be interesting to see if Nolan can eventually catch onto the back of this. But looking at split times, just Daskovic was actually slower than Chiodini in the last sector.
And Scott is cutting them both up. Half a second.
Once again, we do apologise for evil Jackson outbursts.
We'll be sending the men in white lab coats to go cut the microphone cable for Jack Atkinson, so we don't have to worry about it anymore. So Daskowicz making up 4/10 in the final sector to Chiodini. Another lap to car ahead. That is K, and Chiodini gets around him. Yeah, Daskowicz is making up quite a lot of gap, and Nolan. As I look back at Nolan every so often, I can start to see the cars a little more. So Nolan is definitely slightly catching this as well.
Daskowicz is now in the point of his of the tyre cycle where the tyres are cooling down, and he can push as much as he wants, and it doesn't really affect the amount of grip he's got. While Chiodini is still, if he pushes too hard, his tyres will just roast. So you can see that he's catching by miles, half a second quicker in that sector, and I think he can have him very, very soon.
Yeah, the gap from first to third now is down to under 4 seconds, so yeah, Nolan is catching. 20 minutes to go. This could be a 3-car battle. Getting there, who's here real quick. Michael Booth is going to help give us some of his analysis here in these last 20 minutes.
Yep, Chiodini also has a slight bit more damage than Daskovic, so that may affect him in the last part of this race.
Clip the tires, that's going to cost him, and Daskovic should have the slipstream here.
Yeah, Daskovic is definitely in the slipstream. He's looking to the inside. Chiodini's going to defend it. He missed the outside. They're going to be side by side to the first corner, I would imagine, unless... No, he's not. Daskovic with a brilliant run. Chiodini having to slot back in, having another look. This is what you said about double drafting on the straight, Jonathan, as Chiodini obviously couldn't get past there, and now Daskovic is just going to pull away. So Daskovic passing for the lead there, and could Nolan even catch Chiodini now?
And looks like Ben Keogh's just had a spin, just coming up to the brow of the hill on the back straight.
Yep.
As the leaders go past.
Yeah, Chiodini got it wrong in the chicane there. Clipped those tires, which slowed him down just a little bit, and let Daskovic get through. Nolan is still catching them. I think Nolan might be able to catch Daskovic. Not sure, though. I haven't compared those two drivers' pace yet. There is a lapped car visible up ahead. Let's hope that that lapped car doesn't muck with these drivers too much.
That's the lapped car of Daniel Wilk, by the looks of things.
Yeah, Nolan's last lap was faster than both of these drivers. So, and of course Nolan was the pole sitter, some of the fastest times, much faster than anyone. So yeah, Nolan definitely has the pace to catch both of these guys. And taken to the runoff to get out of the way.
Well, quite obviously he really doesn't want to get involved in this. He's thinking to himself he doesn't want to get involved in lap traffic in another NDR event after the Kyoto 500 incidents he had.
Yep. Gap's now down to under 3 seconds from Daskovic to Nolan, first to third, within 3 seconds after an hour and 3/4.
It's actually down to 1.7, so even less. And there's Geppert, number 42, has rolled out the final chicane and he's joined the spectators.
Did he do a mate at the ITCC as Nolan Scott runs wide coming out of the air corkscrew?
No, he didn't manage to park at the middle of the track, upside down. He was on the exit.
Shows that he's not as talented as I am, then, doesn't it?
Doesn't have those kind of skills.
Oh god, our camera operator having a chat message during the race.
I'm sure it was probably a slip of their wrist.
predicting about 5 laps to go here in the race. Just 13 minutes to go. About 5, maybe 6 laps more able to be completed, depending on how fast these 3 go. Chiudini's starting to fall away from Daskowitz now.
Scott just did his fastest first split of the race, and he's got the gap stable under 2 seconds. Gap to second place from first is a second.
Daskowitz approaches a lapped car of, who is it? It's of, oh god, let's attempt to say this, shall we? Brestovac, that's right.
That seems right.
Minutes to go in the race here. Everyone has made their compulsory pit stop, so everyone is good to that part of the regulation.
Yep, everyone legal, as Brestovac is holding up Daskowitz quite massively at the moment. He just can't seem to get past him, and he's not yielding.
Not yet, at least. Which might hold up there. This is Serbian Chrome Pistons car versus Conquest. Yeah, well now he's got the slipstream through this part, so he should be able to just blow right by. And he does. And then Chiudini will be catching, and then Scott. in addition to the top 3 being so close, 4th place, Conquest Racing's Makalowski, is 25 seconds behind, so everyone's still fairly close after 2 hours, which is kind of standard for a shorter sort of race, but definitely always great to see at least the top 3 still this close. Also a reminder real quick, IGTC from Kyoto Grand Prix, 2 weeks time on July 25th. Maybe trying to get a special guest on for an interview during that race, but details on that will come closer to race day.
Yep, may I also do some plugging that the what's it called? The Merry Motorsport Cup's on tonight.
There it is.
By the 46. Yeah, totally
That's
forgot about that.
a little over an hour from now.
Something like that, yeah.
Bumper commentary session.
Yeah, I'm managing to get the first race off, so thankfully.
Oh, Nolan, very close to Chiodini now. I wonder if they're probably in Ventrilo together, and they're co-racing Ventrilo together. I wonder if there's going to be any communication between them, since Nolan knows he's faster than Daskowitz. If Nolan's going to try and either use the slipstream to help catch Daskowitz on the front stretch, or if Chiodini's going to get out of the way for Nolan.
And there is no bum drafting allowed, so...
They're now side by side by the looks of things, and Nolan's on the outside coming to the chicane. Chiodini yields, and Nolan has the position. So Nolan
Yes, they are
in charge of.
They are all in Ventrilo together, so they'll be exercising that team communication now. About 3 laps more able to be completed here. So let's see, 2.2 second gap between the top 2. So we'll see if Nolan can cut that down here in this last little bit. Still got a few minutes left to do it. Does he have enough time?
If Daskovic manages to make a mistake, then I'm sure he will. I think Daskovic will be aiming to just try and keep it on the road and make sure that he doesn't end up mucking up and give Nolan the race win. It's Daskovic's to lose, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, pretty much with that gap, unless Nolan can pull out some amazing speed here. We're fairly even to the first split that time. Yeah, of course, you know, those tires could catch him. I don't think the tires replaced themselves within the 2 seconds. So that could benefit Nolan a little bit if Daskowitz keeps hitting tires. We'll be having 2 to go at the line. Daskowitz setting a new PB and the fastest lap of the race here. Now we're into the penultimate lap. He sets a 2-minute 29.47.
the back of Hinoka, trying to lap him. Hinoka very, very slow through the left-hander after the corkscrew, and Nolan just twatted him straight up the arse, obviously not being able to do anything else, and now he's side by side with Chiodini, who's going to go around the outside of him now. And these two are they still side by side? No, Chiodini has the advantage, but Nolan Scott losing almost all hope of getting and runs wide out there as well.
We apologise, by the way, we apologise for the language there from Chris. Family broadcast, Chris, family broadcast.
Oops, sorry.
Final lap starting this time when they get across the line.
Now just watch Nolan and Chiodini race each other down the line. It's fairly obvious that these two are just going to race each other and try and have the better... I've lost all my words now. To have the benefit in car racing. One of these two is going to obviously want to be first of car.
Yep, and since they know that there's fairly well no real chance of catching Desquitz, they can pretty cleanly race between each other. Here's Nolan Rondet, Chiodini.
And that's the time of this will definitely be the final lap. And Roland Oser is ahead of these two core lads. Now he's going to have to try and shift out of the way. Nolan Scott running wide, coming to the right-hander. Chiodini getting an overlap. He's on the outside. No, he's not. He tucks back behind.
Now this is interesting. The gap, Desquitz can still be seen by Scott. So, yeah, he had a lapped car, so this might not be over yet.
Yep, Daskovich got held up by evidently a co-driver of Roland Oser. And now Nolan has the upper hand on Chiodini, and he is now pulling away, so I think that Nolan's got the second place wrapped up from his teammate. And as they come through to finish the race, the three core drivers in formation. Oh, Chiodini's coming around the outside. He's going to take the second place. Oh, that was very, very, very close. And Chiodini just snuck out of nowhere. Went around the outside of him. So Chiodini takes the second place. Dramatic stuff there. Well, I'll see you didn't finish, Jonathan.
Oh no, I was just in a rescue car and I was gonna push. I was gonna pull off the track and chase the field around, but when I tried to get a full screen so I could drive, yeah, yay for preloading and a crap computer. Well, I wouldn't call it a crap computer. It's a MacBook, and it's actually the best computer I've had to play LFS on, but oh well.
Other laptop computers are available.
Yeah, MacBooks aren't the be-all and end-all.
If you're that way inclined.
Well, no, I use it because for my video editing, I prefer the Mac tools available so far. But yeah, sorry for my luck, but yeah, luck.
So let's just run through the final finishing positions, and Daskovic finishes in first place with a brilliant win from him. Giardini and Nolan Scott only 300ths for second between them in second and third position. Makalowski in fourth, Runas fifth, Todorovic in sixth, Ruzik seventh, Rolandozer in eighth, Brestovac ninth, Florota in 10th, Stranad, I think that's how you say it, in 11th, K 12th, Versavelt 13th, Dan Buck 14th, Hen Hawker 15th, Dealer Falkenberg 16th, and bringing up the rear in 17th position is Geppert.
Well, Chris, I'll let you finish out the broadcast as you desire here. I don't know if we'll have time to get anyone set up into Venturla for a post-race interview or not.
I don't know, seeing as Nolan's trying to get in the photo here, I wouldn't have thought we could get him, and I wouldn't have thought so. But anyway, it's been some great racing here.
Well, if you'd like, I can try and get. I know Nolan has been in here before, so we can get him. We can get him in.
Well, that's worth a shot. We might as well.
And we've got Nolan here for you, Chris.
Oh, thanks a lot, Jonathan. Nolan, very unlucky to lose your second place there. What happened?
Well, I mean, what was really unlucky was not have a chance to win that. But I mean, yeah, I mean, we were talking. You know, we were really focused on winning. Me and Ariel were really focused on winning that, and we played it smooth. And then once we saw that we had lost that time because of that back marker, we just decided to race it out. And I'll be damned if he didn't get me through the chicane. I know he's really happy about that because he was going off on me, making me look like a fool.
What happened with the back marker in the last few laps? I saw you hitting FXI, in which I managed to swear about. But what happened there?
Well, I mean, you know, in all honesty, you know, if that was lap 20, I wouldn't have done what I did. But you know, the guy was just so slow coming into the section, into this the small chicane there, that you know, there was like a 10-mile-an-hour difference, 15-mile-an-hour difference between the two. And he just was right in the middle of the racing line. And I made up my mind, if I didn't run a perfect lap right then, it was over. So I said, I'm going to try to do whatever I can. And I tried to almost cut through the grass, but he was just there, and I hit him right in the rear. I mean, he was all the way in the grass on the left, you know, and I was going to cut through it. So it was just a messed up situation. I do want to go ahead and vocally say, and I'm really surprised you didn't ask me about this, but I'm not real happy about the start of that race at all, and we know who that involves. So,
well, I yelled about it quite considerably through the first few corners. Don't worry about it. One last thing: what happened to Ken? Where's he gone?
Well, he's in our vent, and we were going to let him run, but after that incident up front early on, you know, when we set out to do this race, the plan was that I would start, and I would try to gap, and then I would give Ken the gap, because Ken was actually a little bit faster through the first half of the stint than me, but I was a little bit faster through the second half. And the idea there is you spread everybody apart now. See, I would rather lose the time early on, and that way he can gain it on those fresh tires. I was going to long stint, which we didn't get to do because the incident early on, we were really trying to make up time, and that's what really threw that whole strategy off. It doesn't work if you don't long stint, because then he's going to have basically the same tires I had, so we're going to break even. It's not worth it if we didn't long stint. That's what we were planning on doing all week, but it just didn't work out. Got taken out.
Oh well, thanks for your time, Nolan. So then, from the live stream, I'm Chris Wilkinson. I've had Jonathan Palmer, Michael Booth, and Nolan Scott right at the end there with a little post-race interview. Thank you very, very much for watching. Hope you enjoy the racing, and I hope to see you all soon.
Don't forget Jack Atkinson, Mr. Blew Out Everyone's Subwoofers.
Ooh, forgot about that as well. Thanks for the reminder there. Yep, you can't forget Jack Atkinson, can you?
Nope. But yeah, in just under an hour, yeah, on KA46 is the Murray Motorsport Cup, so hopefully you'll join us for that.
Yep, see you very, very shortly. Thanks for your time, everyone. See you around.